This is the Bayern Munich training ground. The under-10 team is in for a big surprise. Coach Sebastian Bakker has brought along a guest. There's something special awaiting the kids today.
Well, I don't know what Sebastian has told you already. I wrote a book about football tricks, how to beat your opponents. I also do trick workshops and coaching.
TRIX camps, TRIX coaching.
Well, you thought wrong, you little Nancy!
These budding stars of tomorrow still have little idea that Florian Munz could change their lives as footballers. His book of soccer tricks could change the face of German football.
I want the book to show the possibilities for working with the ball, what different options you have for out-tricking your opponent.
Break it up, light it up, 1, 2, 3, now you're ready to roll with me.
And how you can put these skills to effective use in a game.
Florian Munz, who studies sports at University in Munich, has written a 400-page book covering a whole world of football tricks. He details exactly 250 ways of tricking an opponent, methods he's mastered.
It's not about running around on the pitch and out-tricking everybody, but tricks are an option that players should have and put to use at the right moment.
This has nothing to do with football acrobatics.
Some people think of football tricks as ball juggling, freestyle, but that isn't what I mean when I talk about tricks.
Das ist nicht, was ich unter Fußballtricks verstehe.
Munz thinks systematically.
The tricks you use when facing your opponent are called face-to-face.
Taking a cue from the skateboarding scene in Germany, Munz has given his tricks English names. For example, front flip 2-switch overhead heel kick. And that requires quite a bit of mental agility for a 10-year-old non-native speaker to understand.
This is a 180-180 stop and go. It's a side-to-side trick. That means the two players are next to each other. You drag the ball back with the sole of your boot 180 degrees, wait until your opponent reacts, then you turn back.
Turning round again gets the player free.
Previously, these tricks were named after players, but you don't get far with players' names. You can do that for 10 tricks or so, but that's about as far as it goes.
So the Zidane has become a sideward 360. And the Ronaldinho is an outside-inside shift.
So what I've realized is this. These tricks can always be used against certain types of players who move in a certain way. The skills we've learned today can be used against the type of player who runs straight at you. That's a pretty common style of play. He wants to get the ball off you right away.
The skills employed by the Zidanes and Ronaldinhos of this world have nothing to do with magic. They can be learned by 10-year-old Bavarians as well.
The way they're doing it now doesn't need too much correction. They're the best I've seen so far. But it'd be a shame if that wasn't the case since we're here at Bayern Munich.
Bayern's perfect.
The coach and players are impressed.
I've seen you on the internet.
The front flip 2-switch overhead heel kick is in big demand.
It's awesome.
Do that one.
Florian shows them how it's done. He says it's about more than spectacular tricks. It's about his unified theory of football.
There are 3 elements to football. The first is fighting, battling for the ball. Then there's strategy, the way the team works together. And then there's style, the way of dealing with the ball.
So, a skillful player who fights hard is useful. But if they master strategy as well, then
He's the perfect player, the master of the game, who has all three elements. He's the so-called Kingstyler type, the perfect player.
Kingstyler Typ. Der perfekte Spieler.
and there's only one of them in the Bundesliga.
Ja, also in der deutschen Liga.
In the German league, the only one I can see is Franck Ribéry.
Sonst gibt's vielleicht noch Spieler,
There are
die
other players with
Potenziale
potential.
zeigen. Zum Beispiel
Marco Marin is an
würde ich
example.
sagen. Der kann ja
He has
eigentlich
fantastic trick
tricksen,
skills.
kann auch
He can
gute
pass
Pässe
well,
spielen.
but he's a little
Das
weak
ist
as
halt
far
im
as
Zweikampf
challenges go.
Bis jetzt noch ein bisschen zu schwach. Da soll er
Maybe
vielleicht
he
noch
should do some power training,
ein bisschen
bench
Krafteinheiten
presses,
machen,
so that he can
damit
gain the upper hand in a man-on-man
Zweikampf
situation.
sich behaupten kann. Also in Deutschland ist auf jeden Fall noch
In
einiges
Germany, there's a
Potenzial.
lot of potential as far as skill goes,
Techniken
dealing with the
gegen den
ball.
Ball. Meistens
Most of the
heißt die
time,
Devise,
people are told to
einfach
play it
spielen,
simple and
sicher
safe,
spielen.
and required
Das
to
heißt
use simple and
natürlich
safe
auch
skills.
einfache Sicherheitstechniken zu verwenden. Das Problem dabei ist
The
eben,
problem with that is
dass
it
das
makes the
Spiel
player
sehr leicht
predictable.
vorhersehbar ist. Die Spieler keine Überraschungen
The player
in jedem
can't
zeigen
surprise
können.
anyone.
Und
And
dieses
the element of
Style-Element
style I
ist
described
im
in my
Buch
book
beschreibt,
simply
ist noch
isn't
viel zu
there.
wenig vorhanden.